It is dangerous to remain here. You must leave within 2 days.
What?
Do you want me to repeat the message, Dr. Floyd?
Welcome to Third Phase UFO Report. I'm Rich Giordano from GUFON, and this is today's report. Taking you down the digital highway is always easy. What's difficult is trying to figure out what we're seeing on video. In the sky, in the water, in space from the ISS. Well, tonight, got some really good ones for you. Coming from Third Phase of Moon this week, we've got this laser light that looks like it's a weapon. And then we go to the Nerf ball UFO near a train. Look at that. It's so weird. And we also take you in the sky again. Something weird. I don't know what. And then we'll take you out to LA to look at this incredible UFO hovering in the sky. So here we go.
That we're looking at right now. We see two soldiers, or whatever they are, whatever they're doing. They're the bad guys, it seems like. And they're in hot trouble right now. We see new technologies. This weapon, whatever it is, there's trace fire. And it is defying physics as it seems to twirl around and come from the direction it just came from. What kind of technology is behind this weaponry? Right now, we can see they're ducking, they're dodging, they're running. And this thing seems to be tracking its every maneuver and returns back almost like a boomerang. Bert, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, could this be like hypersonic super drones that basically could come in an instant and basically get a grab on a lock and then instantly zip away? It almost looks like that. Then we see other kind of trace fire kind of react as soon as this other object appears and then just gets out of scene. What's going on here? You can see the guys, these people, the soldiers, if that's what they are, react to what happened. And it seems like they almost got spared there for a second. It seemed like this object, whatever it was, seemed like is on a reconnaissance mission.
Yeah, maybe not so much to eliminate the enemy, if that's what these are. We're not exactly sure even the source or if this footage is manipulated, but right now we're looking at it and it seems authentic. But again, we're not exactly sure. We're just putting it out there. It came to our email and we thought we'd share it and get your opinions right here in the live premiere. And I'm sure we got a lot of people in the military watching, or former veterans that could tell us a little bit about trajectory in regards to trace fire and what we're seeing here, because it doesn't seem conventional in my opinion. This thing is defying the regular ways of arsenal that we're not accustomed to. What's going on here? The defying twists and turns that this bullet, if that's what it is, a smart bullet, I'm not sure what we're looking at, but it is extraordinary. So again, we're bringing the evidence. We don't know a lot of the times what's going on. We don't claim to be experts. We just claim that we're putting it out as fast as possible, and we're expertise in doing that.
All right. So looking at this, I have to ask myself, what's really going on? Well, I can only go by what the report says, is that this may be some sort of laser weapon, some new kind of weapon we're not sure of. But I tell you, something about it bothers me, as a lot of things do, but in this situation, I don't know if this is really what we are told it is. If you look at this without the light, what does it look like to you? So if you move that light, to me, it looks like these two guys, if they are from Afghanistan or wherever, a war-ridden land, are they hearing gunshots being fired over their head? Boom! And they get down, and the one guy stays down? Or is he actually feeling the effect in his chest and he's losing his breath or can't think straight. Man, I tell you, I don't know. But it looks like it. There's also a little glitch that happens. You can see up in the frame after that hits him. It looks like, not here, but when we get further out, you can see a white speck. Watch. It'll appear right there. I don't know if that is an accident or just a laser pointer that somebody is recording off of a screen and they're saying it's a laser weapon. That looks like a laser pointer. Is it a laser weapon? Oh yeah, it might be. Interesting. All right, let's go to the next one. I think you guys will enjoy this for sure.
So we're looking at this again, and did you see whatever this golden sphere just did? It moves and again twists and turns, vanishes from sight, and then reappears and then takes off at extraordinary rates of speed, and it just so happens to be captured by this train as it's passing by. These are the anomalies that we see once in a great while just because of these cams that are out there shooting 24/7, and what we're looking at is interesting. Could it be something of a natural phenomenon? Brent, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, this is very interesting. I see it and I'm fascinated by what we're looking at. It seems to be like a phantom. It comes in and out of existence. It almost pops out and you see it actually drop down and it creates this motion, and then it just evaporates and then it pops back into position. And then the color we're looking at, it has this orange yellow, kind of almost looks like the sun in its own aspect. And what catches me is just the way it appears and disappears and does these erratic movements next to this locomotive.
Yeah, when we're looking at this even closer, Brent, we can see that it leaves some kind of trace, a trail behind it, which is interesting and indicates that this footage is authentic, and I don't think it's manipulated, but you never know. But again, we're looking at it very close, and it looks indeed to be in frame. And whatever it is, it was there, captured in time. We're seeing the frame rate, everything's kind of matching up. So at this point, whether this is a natural phenomenon or some kind of interdimensional organism, dare I say, it's hard to comprehend the possibilities of existence and re-existence of these beings, if you call it that. Right?
Yeah, you notice this spherical object. It seems to be kind of closer to the camera, and what I noticed right there at the end, it seems to actually take off, and maybe it's not just shrinking, maybe it's going at a rapid rate of speed away from the camera and blinks out of existence.
All right, this one interests me because it's from a train cam, obviously. It's always on, and it looks like it recorded something that we heard about before. Remember the school children that saw the UFO in the field across from the school? And the way they described the UFO going out of existence and coming back into existence looks just like this, like the way this would act if that was a UFO coming and going from existence or our dimension. It looks like it appears, which it does, then it disappears and reappears a little bit closer to the camera, right there. And then it looks like it's taking off and shrinking as it does. And for that to happen, it would be having to go away at the right angle away from the camera. And it does get pretty small. Could we be duped? Is this some CGI? Hey man, anything's possible, but it looks pretty real. And I don't know why anybody would think of putting a Nerf-looking ball, it looks like a Nerf ball, in this area. It's a real interesting way of the UFO coming and going. It reminds me of the school kids explaining what they saw. It's pretty weird. All right, we're going to get to the next one.
So you got the sheriff department in hot pursuit, presses the brakes as he notices something. Well, it appears to be that way. What is the object that we're looking at? We received this earlier. It's coming in close to Camp Pendleton, and the eyewitnesses stated that they witnessed this thing from a distance. It was sparkling pretty bright in the sky in a greenish hue of light. As it got closer, it seemed as they looked to their left, and the sheriff department stepped on it and then pressed the brakes as it got closer to whatever this thing is. We're looking at this and we're going to enhance it. And right now I'm kind of looking at this thing. It almost seems organic at the moment. Brent, your thoughts here?
Yeah, I'm glad that this was submitted. This close-up really gives us some detail. Even though the picture quality is a little soft, we see this tail kind of wispy behind kind of the nodule that's supporting it up in the sky. Could this just be a kite up there tethered from the ground?
It seems pretty high up there, and it's pretty windy that day, it appears. And we do receive these kind of videos. And as I'm getting a little closer on this, I'm having to agree with you, Brent. I'm more inclined to think that this is a kite in the sky. It's a good submission. We want to see everything that comes into Third Phase Moon, and together we kind of find out sometimes what is in the sky and sometimes we don't, and that's why we're here. We're wanting to get to the bottom of it all, everything. And right now, again, our opinions on this is most likely it's a kite. If you guys seen anything like this, you let us know, and again, your thoughts.
All right, here we go with another strange one. Maybe this has a logical explanation. Now, I've already determined that is not a chip on the windshield. That police SUV is not slowing down to look at that. There's actually something happening further down the freeway where there's emergency lights on, and it seems like he's slowing down because of that. But I think this is a kite. I don't think this is a cut in time and space where we're looking through some sort of wormhole or vortex. But it is interesting because if it's a kite, it would look, I don't know, you'd think it would be meandering through the sky a little more violently. To me, it could be a kite, but it's awfully interesting. It's in the sky. It looks pretty big. I can't tell how big it is, maybe 15 feet, 20 feet. But it is above an area. Look at this. I'm going to slow it down 33%. Take a look. Yeah, it sure does look like a kite. I don't know if we'd be able to see the string at that distance, or maybe it's cut, but you know what it reminds me of? The Fresno walkers. This could be like a jetpack guy. It might be a jetpack guy that they've been reporting over LA. Actually, this last one here is from LA. So sit back, stay buckled in, and check this one out. This is a good one.
We're adding some brightness contrast, and we're not seeing any kind of FAA lights. we're looking and hoping that we're going to get more videos. Apparently this was captured just earlier today, and we're reporting it to you within hours right here at Third Phase of Moon. Brent, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, very cool. You can see that it's definitely a structure, and it seems to be just standing steady where it's at. I can see the trees. It's blowing, and it's kind of whipping. There's a lot of breeze, and for this thing to be so stationary is pretty unique. I like the way we see it, and it does this kind of maybe a rotation or just a morph, and then it kind of bleeds into this interesting white colored like disc, where in fact earlier it looked like it was a black shadowed disc. It's an interesting aspect to this sighting.
Yeah, at one point it's illuminated, and then at one point it has this dark color, but we're not seeing any indication of a gondola underneath or any kind of fin up on top that you would see in a blimp. This seems definitely disc shape or cigar shape, and very rigid in its performance and in its design. So what is this, guys?
All right, over LA, very busy place, busy sky, lots of advertising banners and birds. But here we have some cylinder-looking object, seemingly stabilized in the sky as it drifts from right to left against the wind. That wind is going from left to right. It looks fairly big, maybe, 30 feet. But watch this. It seems like it's turning, and we're going to be looking at it from the short end going long, and then it's going to turn around. I think we're going to see it from the other side. And it's kind of now reflecting the sun. It didn't look like it was reflecting it before, but as it spins or turns, see, look, no reflection. It's weird. I don't know if this is one of those elongated balloons, but if it was a balloon on a windy day, it would be erratic. It would not be that stable. So it's interesting it's there. I would agree that it's unique because I don't see an airplane pulling a banner. I don't know if it's a blimp. Could it be a blimp? Yeah. But on a very windy day, that's usually what they try to avoid. I really don't know. Is it shrinking and then elongating back to that natural size that we first saw it? I don't know, man. But the logical answer would be that that is some sort of banner, and we're seeing it just from a distance and turning. The plane is pulling it and turning it. I don't know. That's the only logical explanation I have. Pretty good stuff tonight, though. If you have an answer, let us know. And that's it. Back through the portal we go to the digital highway back to your reality. Thanks again for joining me, Rich Giordano from GUFON, for another episode on Third Phase UFO Report. Thank you to Third Phase of Moon for accepting submissions and allowing us to analyze them a little bit further for a different point of view. We'll be back next time. I'm Rich Giordano, part of the Third Phase of Moon panel, and you can see me every single day on GUFON, right here on YouTube, between 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We'll see you next time on Third Phase UFO Report.